All right, we'll get started with the questions here, and I'm sure Dennis will get back when he can. Ms. Dalton, in Mr. Rector's testimony, he talked about 69 different programs. But I look at some of the things in your report, and you talk about 47 federal employment and training programs. I think in your testimony, 18 different food programs. Do we have any idea really what the number is? Is it 69? Is it 169? Is it 3 million? What's the number of programs?
What we did was we looked at functional areas and tried to identify as many programs as we could in those areas. So that's where you're seeing the numbers of 20 or 40 or 82, 47 in the employment and training area. One of the difficulties is just trying to define what a program is. There's not agreement on exactly what a program is, so there may be some differences in definition.
Did you categorize them the way I think we have? Programs providing food aid, housing, social service programs, education programs, basic cash assistance programs, vocational training, job training programs, medical programs, energy and utility assistance type programs, and then child care programs. Do you put them in the same broad categories?
We did very broad categories. In some cases, for example, in employment and training, you may have, what we would include there is the full range of employment and training services. It may be targeted towards youth. It may be targeted towards adults.
Okay. And but if you had to hazard a guess, what would your number be? I've been using 70 for, just
right. Certainly, if you accumulated the numbers that we talked about today, it's in the hundreds.
Hundreds, okay. So it's more than 70. Now, and would you agree with this concept that Mr. Rector raised, and it's in the legislation that I've introduced and some members have co-sponsored, saying it would be helpful if we at least had an aggregate number, what the government spends each and every year on the 100-plus means-tested social welfare programs?
It certainly, I think, would be good to have a number of how many programs there are, what exactly are we spending, and what are we getting for that money.
So it'd be good to know the real number of programs in the various agencies, how much we totally spend, the aggregate number, and then most importantly, are these things working? Exactly. And of that 100-plus programs, just for the committee and just for the record, of the 100, can you tell how many of them are having a success with the people that they're intending to help?
Certainly, in some of the areas, there is some information about the success of the programs. In many cases, there's
Give me a number. Of the 100-plus programs, how many programs? Is it single digits? Is it 20? Is it 50? What's the number that you would, based on your report, based on all the good work you've done, what would you say of that 100-plus programs are actually helping the people they're supposed to help?
It would be difficult for me to give you a specific number.
So because you can't give a number. You have no idea.
No.
No clue.
I know it's not in single digits, but beyond that, I couldn't tell you.
20%?
It's really hard to tell. You have to
Less than 50%?
I really wouldn't want to hazard a guess.
Okay. So it's just too hard to figure out. All right. Thank you.